Hello, welcome. Hello, hello. Right, this is Delia again, and today we're talking about past lives and now again. Um, One of the things to be aware of is that, yes, we are biochemical beings. The way the American Medical Association has trained us to think about ourselves is that we're a collection of um, mass and cells and atoms and organs and blood and chemistry or biochemical system. And that's certainly the way the Medical Association and everybody else talks about bodies. But we're also electromagnetic, and you hear that a little bit more depending on what circles you're moving in. If you're comfortable with the energy fields, um, kinesiology, um, acupressure, because those have the um, systems. I can't remember the name of it right now. So you can picture seeing circulatory systems that are energy instead of biochemical. And it's important to make this distinction because uh, if you understand that there is electricity involved, energy involved, then it makes how we're designed more um, sensible, can understand it better. And in an electromagnetic system and in an energy system like this, there is resonance. And resonance goes in lots of different directions. It's not just resonating to the past or to the future, it's resonating to vibration, which is not limited to past or future. And the easiest way to understand resonance is if you have two instruments in a room and uh, they both have a string attuned to the same key, the same note. So if you have a piano and a guitar in the same room, and if you pluck the string that's tuned to a C on the guitar, the C, the corresponding C octave on the piano will vibrate. And this is true. You can go to any music store and see it, or you can just use your instruments in your own house, in which case you probably already know that. But that's the most direct way to see and perceive what resonance is. And so when something is happening in a range of vibration, it kind of calls the attention to everything that's in that range of vibration beyond what the eye can see, because it's sound. It's a it's a vibration. It's a vibration field. So when you understand that that's how we're built, then the whole idea of past lives and things beyond what you can see in a camera existing and affecting you makes a lot more sense. Um, just as how you've met somebody and you've had a really strong reaction to them. And you usually, a lot of times people will say, well, I must have had a past life with that person. Could be. That's certainly a possibility. Another possibility is that you're in the same resonance field. So if you have somebody that you're really not getting along with, like a supervisor at work, it might or might not be a past life resonance. It could be that you have what's called matching pain pictures. So if something, when something happens, especially when you're a child, something unpleasant, anything from you didn't get the toy you wanted to um, some forms of neglect or abuse or something really significant. Again, there's a wide range in that. And once that incident happens, it will like create an impression, right? A stark impression. And in that moment, you'll make conclusions, decisions, assumptions, and projections out of what to make sense out of what just happened. And those definitions, conclusions, decisions, assumptions are going to be um, based on your limited point of view as a child or as an adult. I mean, we do this all the time, but it's based on your point of view. And then you have like this permanent marker on anything that happens in that in that range. So let's say um, uh, Charlie Brown had a thing for a redheaded girl in the Snoopy cartoons, and so let's say um, they got together and went steady in fourth grade or whatever grade they're in, and then she lied to him and broke his heart. Let's say, and everybody in school knew it, right? So Charlie could make when in his moment of realization that she's lied to him and everybody's heard about it, he could make some conclusions, decisions, assumptions about trusting a redheaded girl. And he could decide that that was the thing, was that it was because she was a redhead. And so, I'm never going to trust redheads, or I'm never going to do this. I'm never going to do that. And then you have like this hard stop right there. And it's gone in with like a big, like an intense emotionality. And so whenever anything happens in that bandwidth, it's going to trigger that previous experience. So let's say Charlie gets to be in college and there's a redheaded girl and a brown-headed girl and they're best friends. And he's kind of attracted to the redhead girl, but he also has like oh, don't, no, that's not good. So then he's made this decision. He's made a decision in his college time that he probably doesn't remember. He may or may not remember, is related to what happened when he was a kid. But it's affecting his perception, how he can see things now. And he's making decisions based on the decisions from fourth grade. And we've all done this. We've all seen ourselves do it. We've all caught ourselves doing it. Anybody who's self-aware, paying attention, has discovered themselves making a choice in adult life based on, I don't know what. Oh, what was that thing that happened when I was a kid? So it's like that, except it can happen. You can have a past life where you married the redhead and you were both really happy, and then one day uh, he or she up and killed you for the money, right, or the position, right? And then you can have some really strong stuff about redheads now, or you can likely have really strong stuff about money now. And let's say it happened that in a past life, the redheaded killed you for your money. And then in this lifetime, maybe you can't uh, make any money. Maybe you can't hold on to money. Maybe you're an under earner and you just can't seem to, um, you work really hard. It's not that, but that the money just doesn't come or it goes really fast. Well, if you have had a past life where you were killed for your money, I guarantee you're going to have something in this lifetime that says that money is dangerous or money will get you killed or you don't know who you can trust when you have money. There's all kinds of conclusions, decisions, assumptions that can be made. And so then in this lifetime, you can find it very challenging to have money, or maybe you can have money, but you can't have friends and be close to anybody because they might kill you for the money, or you can't trust why somebody likes you. So the thing with resonance is that it's not time limited. Remember from third grade science class, energy never dies, it just changes form. And energy doesn't stop vibrating. So even if the cells and atoms of this body today have never had that experience, it's still in your energy body. Um, and there's you can find out more about energy bodies. But for the purpose of this conversation, let's just say that you have these intense emotional things happen in any body, lifetime, universe, or dimension. And then the conclusions, decisions, assumptions that you make can be as potent and as binding as contracts. Usually people think about contracts as in relationship and in regards to other people, but you can have contracts with yourself with that say, I'm never going to trust the redhead, or I'm never going to have money, or if I ever have money, I'm not going to trust anybody. There's all these if thens, conclusions, decisions, assumptions that we can make, and when they're installed in a moment of real, intense energy, they tend to stay stuck until you clear them. So if you're walking around with the story that we're just biochemical beings and you're not clearing the energetic limitations, then you're not going to get very far. And you can't think your way to being clear with something. You can't talk your way out of uh, a contract. You have to break the energy. You have to break the spell. You have to choose to break it. So this is one of the ways that your past lives have a big impact on your present life and um, can mislead you. So in this story of the seventh grade of the blonde, the redheaded girl and Charlie Brown, and then we extrapolated to another story of where the redhead killed you for your money in a past life. So then, in a situation like that, maybe you do find yourself having a lot of financial stuff this lifetime. Turn the light off. And trust stuff, right? So let me just tell you something that I may have said before, but I'm going to say it again. I've never met a self-defeating behavior that wasn't a life wish misidentified. So what I mean by that is in the moment of being killed for your money in 1472 leads you to the conclusion, decision, assumption that having money is what got you killed. And so you've set into motion that you're not going to have money. Because if you don't have the money, then they're not going to kill you. So I want you to see that in that moment, that was a brilliant strategy. It was a brilliant conclusion in that moment. That money was what got you killed, literally, in that moment. That was true. And If you're living around the poverty line, or you're having trouble making money or keeping money or having money or any of those things in this lifetime, you're going to get farther with having a real choice, being able to get unbound from that point of view and contract. If you understand and really um, take it for granted that whatever it is that you want to change in this lifetime, it was installed in a moment of intensity that it perfectly fit. So, in that moment, it was not wrong to say, money is what got me killed, right? And in this moment, different body, different lifetime, as you value that choice that you made back then, instead of kicking yourself for making a stupid choice, it's going to make it a lot easier to say, that's what I chose then, and this is what I'm choosing now. And because you want to have choice. I mean, the whole point of all of this stuff is freedom. Freedom of choice, freedom inside your own skin and inside your own head. And by freedom, I mean the ability to bloom and expand and create and enjoy and grow beyond previous limits. And if you understand, if you interpret, if you make the meaning of something that you want to grow out of now, if you make it mean that that choice was bad and wrong before, then what did we call that? Self sabotage. Self sabotage is just a strategy that you've outlived. The strategy doesn't work for you anymore. That's all. Self sabotage makes it like you're out to do yourself in, and that's never the case. You're afraid of something, and so you can make it happen, and that's what people call self sabotage. But it's never that. It's that you're afraid of it happening, and you don't have good tools for how to operate with that energy. If if the general population, if the conventional wisdom included that we're electromagnetic beings, and included that we have more capacities with energy than the biochemical point of view allows for, then we could start to have tools for being electromagnetic beings in the conventional wisdom pool. But right now, it's not. So play with the idea whenever you come across something that you have traditionally called, or somebody else has called, a self-sabotage strategy. What if you try on the idea that it's a good thing? So what would this context be for this thing that I now want to change to have been a good choice, to have been a great thing? And you don't have to go down the rabbit hole to find out what it was. Just try on the idea that if I'm doing Z and I want to change Z, let's just assume, instead of I was stupid to come up with Z, or I'm trying to hurt myself by doing Z, let's try on the idea that I'm doing Z because it was a brilliant solution to some situation that I don't remember. So what do I want to do now? So if you have that be your constant question, so what do I want to create now? What do I want to be in the world now? What do I want to see in the world now? Then, without having to go on search and destroy missions and start over, from this moment forward, you can start having a fresh possibility. And you'll also be in the practice, learning the practice of how to be on your side, which is going to serve everything. That just when you're on your side, even in ways that you don't articulate in your head to you or anybody else, that's when things start to get so much more luscious, and you start to open your eyes and discover there's so many more possibilities than you've ever even allowed yourself to imagine. So this is another aspect of past lives, and what do they have to do with now? And please leave comments, and hope you've enjoyed this. And we'll be back again for another um, episode of what do past lives have to do with now. And if you have any topic suggestions, leave them in the comments. All right. Thanks for being here. Bye.